Good morning, everybody. Man, hope you guys are all doing well out there. All right, so I'm gonna get straight into it, man. I wanted to just talk to you guys today about staying creative during stressful times. There's a lot that's going on, man. The news, the media, a bunch of stuff with race and social injustice, and the church, and COVID, and jobs, and economy, and presidential elections, and all different kind of stuff. And I'm sure there's even more that's even going on in your own personal life. Maybe you know somebody who's lost their life recently to the virus, or you've had family. There's no doubt, man, that there is a lot of stuff going on. And, today I wanted to just jump on here and just give a message of encouragement and to speak to all my creative entrepreneurs, man, all my kingdom creatives out there who are making an impact, affecting the world through creativity and through specifically the call to create. Here's the thing, man, is that this is kind of the way I see it. This is my philosophy behind it is that creativity comes from God. First and foremost, we can see that God is the ultimate creator. God created. He's the first one that started creating things, obviously. And so he is the ultimate creator. And that gift of creativity is actually a part of what they call the Imago Dei, which is the aspect of being created in his image. Okay, so we create because we share an image with the creator. And so creativity is actually something that is divine and comes from being made in the image of God. So with that being said, I see it like this, man. There's a huge gift, huge responsibility for your creative abilities, man. You have a responsibility with your gift and your creativity to impact the world, solve solutions, solve problems, create solutions. This is part of what creativity is. Most people, when they think of creativity, they think of being an artist or a painter, but it's not just being an artist or a painter. It's providing solutions. It's communicating. It's being able to solve problems. It's a whole bunch of things. It's creating thought, ideas, solutions, and so forth. And so it's more than just being an artist. Creativity reaches far past that. And so how do we stay creative during stressful times? There's no doubt, and there's been plenty of studies on this, that stress reduces creativity. Stress blocks our creativity. Stress stops us from being creative. And maybe you felt that for yourself. I know I have. Man, there's been a lot of stuff going on, and I felt like, dang, like it's really hard. I have these creative projects that I need to do, and it's been really hard to focus on them because creativity is at an all-time low. There's a lot of things that are competing for my mental space, and a lot of those things that are competing for my mental space are stressful. It's stressful, man. It's heavy. It's weighty. It's sad. It's hard. And so how do we stay creative? Because remember, creativity is solving problems, creating solutions in this world. It's a gift. We know that we have to stay creative. You have a creative call on your life. You have to stay creative. So how do we stay creative in the midst of all these stressful times? And, I'm going to say this right up front. I don't claim to have all the answers because I don't. I'm just going to tell you first kind of what I've been doing and trying to do. And also to share with you that if you're feeling like creativity is difficult, then I just want to bring awareness to this. And also to let you know that you're not alone. A lot of us are feeling this way. A lot of creative people are feeling just the difficulty, man, the weight of trying to be creative. And I want to encourage you because I believe that it's through your creative gift that you're going to reach people, man, that we're going to ultimately build the kingdom. So how do we stay creative during these stressful times? And, one of the first ways that I just want to encourage you with, you probably already know, we already know whether we do it or not, it depends, right? But that it's prayer, that being that your gift of creativity does not come from you. It is connected to you being an image bearer of God. Then we got to pray for this, man. We got to pray for protection. We got to pray over strategy. We got to pray over clarity. We got to pray over whatever it is, ideas. man, Lord, how can I use my creativity? What are you saying to use it for? How should I use it? Give me the strategies, give me the kingdom principles and strategies to be able to create for your glory, to be able to provide solutions, to be able to make a difference, to be able to speak to people, right? To communicate. And so prayer, man, prayer is a big one. Prayer is something that is obvious, but I don't know necessarily as creative people if we turn to that. If we go, Lord, bless this creativity, or if a lot of us think that our creative gift comes from ourselves. We get so wrapped up in creativity being part of our identity, whatever it is that we create, that sometimes we could really feel like we are the ones that are creative, when in actuality, your creativity is a gift. It's a gift. It's something that the Lord has given you to use as a steward in this earth to create. Okay, so prayer, man, praying. I think that's first and foremost. And I know myself, I really haven't been praying over my creativity as much as I should be. And it makes a big difference, man. It makes a big difference when you start covering that gift and start praying for that gift. So prayer is one that is something that I think we need to do as creatives to stay focused and to stay clear. Okay, the next one is this. Eliminate distractions. There's a big thing that's kind of going on that even happened before this whole COVID thing. And it's this thing called dopamine detoxes. You started seeing these things on the internet. I started noticing them where several different people were doing these dopamine detoxes. And, some of them were believers, some of them weren't. It's just this idea that the world is filled with stimulus, things stimulating our mind, things giving us these dopamine hits, right? Instagram, Facebook, social media, likes, all this kind of stuff. Dopamine hits, instant gratification, instant entertainment, watching movies, watching YouTube videos, watching a whole bunch of stuff, consuming, playing video games. Like, there's all these things, even eating, right? Even eating, anything that kind of triggers that chemical reaction in your brain is giving you a dopamine hit. And they basically, the principle behind this was that we're overstimulated as a people. We're overstimulated. And so one of the things that could be affecting our stress level is this overstimulation that is happening to us. Consuming so much content and information and all this kind of stuff is producing these dopamine spikes. And so another thing that you can do is eliminate distractions, eliminate some of these things that are causing these dopamine hits, and learning to withdraw from them. Go for a walk, spend some time in quiet, right? Watch what's stimulating you and pull back from that a little bit. If you're a video gamer, maybe, calm down on the video games. Maybe if you like being on social media all the time, or, maybe calm down on some of that kind of stuff for the sake of your creativity, for the sake of the gift that the Lord has given you. Okay. So that's another way that I think that, we can really try to protect our creativity and be creative during these stressful times. Another thing that has been, just really rampant, I guess you could say, or really just something it just seems like there's so much to create. There's so much to do. You know what I mean? That can stress us out, where we're like, man, I got to create this. I got this idea. I got this thing. I want to start this business, and I got this thing to do. Like, especially creative people, man, we always fall victim to this, having multiple things that we want to create and nothing gets created. Maybe you're an artist and you're like, man, I want to do this song and I want to do this song. And what's happening is that nothing's getting created. You got all these ideas, all these pots on the stove, and nothing is actually getting completed. Right. And so it's one of those situations where, man, that can stress us out when you got all these projects that are just stacking up, all these ideas, but nothing is done. That can create a lot of stress for a creative person as well. And so another thing that I've been trying to do, and it's definitely not fun, but it's trying to be more organized, man. You know what I mean? Like, trying to actually clean stuff up. Go in that desktop that's got 50 million different projects and things and pictures and images and exported videos and all that stuff. Like, go into that desktop and clean that thing up. You know what I'm talking about. Go into that file folder that's just a mess, right? Go over to that desk that has just got papers everywhere and all this kind of stuff, and begin to organize. Begin to get more of an aerial view of what you have to create. Begin to prioritize what needs to be created, when it needs to be done. Give yourself some deadlines if you have to. Begin to get organized. Begin to get organized with your creativity, because listen, nothing stresses a person out more, especially a creative person. And we're some of the most all over the board people. Like, we're all over the place. Creative people, we just have that mind. We get in our zone creatively, and we are just like, man, somebody's like, man, what's all that stuff? And you're like, I know exactly what it is. Like, I'm creating. We can be some of the most disorganized people. And it's true. It's true. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. If nothing gets done, right? If nothing gets created, then what is it for? It's of no value. You're just making noise, right? You're just all these ideas, nothing's coming to pass. It's only slowing you down in your process. So, man, this is a big deal, guys. This is one of the biggest takeaways, right along next to prayer for me, seriously, is becoming organized. Organizing all of that chaos, all of that madness, prioritizing the things that need to be created and getting them done. Because for a creative person, man, nothing gives you more excitement than finishing a project. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. Nothing gives you more energy to do that next project than finishing that last project. So that's a huge way to stay creative during these stressful times. There's a lot going on. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot going on. But I want you guys to stay creative, because I believe this, and I'll end on this, okay? I believe that we're entering into what I would call a creative revolution. Here's what I mean by that. I know that sounds very that sounds pretty big and all that, but here's basically what I mean by that is that as we continue to push digitally through information, through jobs, people are going to stay home doing more, working from home, all this communication technology, telecommunication. We also have AI that is going to get even more advanced than it already is. It is going to try to eliminate people, right? In a way, in the name of efficiency, not in the name of something else, but in the name of efficiency, trying to eliminate people. It's trying to get things done faster and faster and faster, right? We can see it. We already see it, okay? What's going to happen is the only thing, or one of the biggest things that you cannot eliminate from a person, is their creativity. It doesn't matter what kind of robot you got. It doesn't matter what type of AI you got. You cannot retrain the creativity that rests inside of each and every one of us. You can't recreate that, no matter how hard you try. And they're trying hard, and they're going to try real hard. But that is a gift that comes from the Lord. That is a gift that we share, being made in his image, and they will never be able to recreate that, which means that there will always be a need for the creative individual. And I believe that need is going to get even more valuable in the coming days. And we could even see it now with everybody pushing online. We're all looking for creative people. Man, I need the graphic designer, this video guy. Like, my business has never been busier, honestly, and people have never been willing to pay more. And I don't even have to convince anybody about it anymore. Like, I'm just like, hey, you need to do this. And people are like, yeah, I do. Hey, you need to, make this course, or you need to set up this live stream or do this marketing. And people are like, yep, I do. Let's go. Like, they're ready. So we already can see it. The people with the creative gifts are going to be the people, man. And I want to see God's people being those people, using the gifts that God gave them to impact this world, to provide solutions, to be the people, man, that cause some real change and some real shift in culture and in the way we see things. Okay. So that's my take, man. That's my rant. I hope you guys stay creative, man. Let me know in the comments if there's something that stands out to you in a way that has been helpful to you, that you're doing to stay creative during these stressful times. Man, I would love to hear it. And I hope you guys are blessed. And until next time, remember that you were created in his image to do good work. Ephesians 2:10.